Hey everyone, Kim here with Abundant Life Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me for another Mystery Mystic Monday. And in today's video, we are revisiting a case that we have already previously did a reading on, and that is on the disappearance of Sandra May St. John, also lovingly known as Lexi by her loved ones. And this particular one that we are diving into is specifically around where she may be. One of her dear ones, her dear loved ones, they reached out to me and conveyed where her last known whereabouts were, and also pointed out from my last reading that I did on her disappearance, some different things that I touched upon that are similar areas where that are near where she was last seen. So we're going to see how much more Spirit is willing to share with us about where she may be. I know that her family has really been the only ones searching for her. Law enforcement has not, from all accounts, and that's really disheartening and very upsetting to hear. And so any way that we can raise awareness about Lexi's disappearance would be most appreciative. And we're going to see. I'm asking Spirit for divine guidance, divine prophecy, divine grace in tapping into the energy surrounding where she may be at. So stick around. Before you watch the rest of this video, be sure to check out the parts 1, 2, and 3 of the reading I did for Lexi. I think it was like a month ago now. Check it out and watch this one. And then let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, let's get started. Okay, so before we dive into the maps reading, I like to call it the maps analysis reading, I just wanted to tap into the energies surrounding Lexi's disappearance, and what came up again, just summed up in 3 cards. These are the cards that jumped. We got suspect lives near the scene of the crime. So the main persons or persons who are involved lived near the scene of where her disappearance were. Maybe they lived on the property, lived near the property where she last was. So that is a strong indicator of, with this particular reading, that we are on the right track, okay? The next card that jumped was victim stalked by killer, okay? Now, I don't know if there was some level of mess talking, or like if Lexi ever conveyed that she was having difficulties with one or more of the parties who may be responsible or who may know about her disappearance. But what I'm sensing is, over the course of months, there was this energy of, it was like there's some antagonizing going on that maybe she may or may not have revealed to her loved ones. I don't know. But there was some level of it. And I sense she knew, and she certainly knew the night of her disappearance, the level of the gravity of the situation, of how much there were certain people who had it out for her for some reason. Okay. And then the last card, which affirmed to me that we are definitely tapping into her energies and into what may have happened in this situation, We got multiple people were involved in the crime. Okay. So that's the card. Those are the cards that we got to let me know that, okay, I'm grounding myself into this reading. I'm tapping into the energies. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull up the location of where she was last seen. It's on my laptop over here. And then switch camera angles so that way I can walk you through what cards jump out as we start to talk about these particular areas of interest surrounding Lexi's disappearance. Okay, so now we're at the point of looking at more about the where, okay? So I was able to find out where is the last place that she was known to be. And so we're going to first look at the energy surrounding that place, whether or not anything happened there. This will help us to tap into the energies. And I'm going to tell you guys something. I've been working with this deck and working with Lexi's reading for like all night. This card just keeps coming out over and over again. And so yet again, out of this very thick deck, it popped up again, OD, overdose. There could have been overdoses that have happened at that place in the past. Maybe she knew about that. Maybe there's a forced type of OD situation going on there. This truck also to me kind of speaks to trailer, but it also speaks to movement from this location. So she was moved from this location from whatever happened to her, whatever toxic thing that she consumed or dealt with there, or knew about. We've got that truck card. I'll zoom in a moment, but we're speaking, Spirit, about... Okay. Overseas. Helper. An elderly helper at that location. This person is elderly. Could be family members who knew about it, who is helping folks to get away. Female victim. So this affirms that something happened to Lexi here. This is the female victim card. So at that last known location of where she was at, something happened that took her life with this OD card. Could it mean that she overdosed? Perhaps. Could it mean that she took a toxic dose of something? Perhaps. Could there be something nefarious about how she came into contact with these things? Yeah, it could be. Female victim. Why so who was the female victim? Well, we're talking about Lexi, so that speaks to that. This will be interesting. It's 110 to 160 kilometers. And so this might mean that the search for her might have to even be further expanded, or that someone moved this far away. But even though this person, one of the responsible parties, maybe even one of the folks who lived in that trailer, maybe they moved, or maybe some key evidence moved 110 to 160 kilometers away. Here's the interesting thing about the trailer, and one would think, oh, go search there since that's the last known place. Well, unfortunately, I heard that trailer or camper was destroyed. It was burnt to the ground. So there is no trailer to look at. But that means that the persons who live there, maybe this helper person, they moved 110 to 160 kilometers. This affirms that someone traveled out of state who was related to this property, travel even out of the country, overseas, local, global travel. And they had help to do so. They have help to cover up what happened to this female victim, okay, at that location. So now with 110 to 160 kilometers, I still feel like she's not too far from where this occurred. This could just be speaking to where the helper moved, since this is the helper card. This elderly person depicted in the card could be someone elderly. I don't know. But now we're going to speak to some areas around there. This is it looks like a rural or country area. Oh, I got the death card. So I'm now looking at, Spirit, the area of Winding Stairs Park. Winding Stairs Park. Any insights into whether or not that place has any information? Is this a place to explore? We've got northeast, rescued, saved, and helped. Okay, reshuffle that. Sometimes they just be flying all over the place. These cards. So, Spirit, anything to say about this location to us? Anything about Winding Stairs Park? Crime of passion, rage, cave, old car, known to victim. You know what I'm sensing? Is something happened at that property that she would have probably been okay had she got medical attention when whatever happened over there at the property, at the camper or the trailer, whatever happened there if she would have got medical intervention, she would have been okay. But someone thought it would be a good idea, and someone who actually had a lot of rage in them. A lot of rage for some reason. This came up in the last readings we did. I don't know if they just are a rageful person in general, or if they just hold a lot of rage towards her for whatever reason. But in their mind, the best thing to do, even though she may have just needed some medical attention, the best thing to do would have been to get her that medical attention. But instead, they decide to bring about death. And it's one thing that if you saw someone ODing and you say, okay, well, I didn't know what to do, and then they perish, okay. This is something different. This is feeling very deliberate, like, no, they wanted to end her. Like, they were so concerned about themselves that they wanted to end her. I don't know. It's an uneasy feeling I get. So remember, we're talking about the area of Winding Stairs Park. We got cave inside, an underground tunnel. Could mean maybe she's buried, or maybe there's some area over there, or maybe there's some hollowed out area, a hollow area that's near there. Let me look at the map. Let's see. See if there's anything that comes up. Sorry for the clicking. There's a Sulphur Spring Hollow. I'm not even quite sure what hollows are. I don't know. I just now noticed that hollow. There's a lot of hollows in this area. A lot of hills. Northeast. Northeast. What would be northeast? Because if you go northeast, Lafayette Landing, you start to get more towards the town, I guess. Northeast. Or is this speaking to, hold on, no, let's see. Winding Stairs Park. I'm looking at the map, you all. That's why I keep being quiet. But northeast of that, where the location where this took place over here, where she was last known to be, northeast is a hollow, a Sulphur Spring Hollow. And it's kind of a little bit almost across from Winding Stairs Park. Let me drop the little guy from Google into this area. See what I can see. Oh, got a chill there. Huh. Uh-oh. I might have a power outage and that's interesting. That's a sign. Did you guys see the flicker of my lights? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she's directly in that park, but northeast, cave, inside underground tunnel. Let me turn this light back on. That's some trippy phenomenon. Okay, rescued, help, retrieve, saved. So this is almost like an affirmative, like, okay, let me see if you all had looked there. One of the loved ones was so kind to send me some areas that have already been searched. I'm not going to share those photos because I feel that some things need to be kept away from the public, to not tip off those who might be responsible for any part of her disappearance. We don't want to tip them off, so I'm going to keep that information. But I'm just wondering. If there's a search that needs to happen actually northeast from where she was at versus right by that park. I don't know. Or going further south. I see where you all initially searched for her. Okay, I'm seeing now. Old car. It could have been an old vehicle that transported her from this location here to where she ultimately ended up. And again, I feel like either she, Lexi herself, or her spirit guides, her spirit team is trying to convey again that this is someone known to her. This was not a stranger. I suspect that the police might even know a bit more about this connection than they're letting on. Hence why there's an actual named suspect in the disappearance of Lexi. Okay. Old car, old beat up truck, old beat up vehicle moved her. Okay. So that's what I'm picking up on here. I'm going to look and see before I let you all go, see if there's any other areas. And it may take me several readings to get through, okay? This is not going to be something where I could just sit and do them all at one sitting. I could, but then I do like to consult and look at the images of the maps online to see, after the fact, after I do the readings. And so there's more analyzing that I do. 2 to 4 people, small intimate group. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that Lexi would like to share. South. Someone going south, traveling south, plan. See what I'm saying? There's something nefarious about this situation. Like, why did they need to hide this? What was it about? Like, what was that about? There's more location stuff. So east. I'm honestly thinking that the south and east cards are speaking to, let me zoom in, maybe not necessarily where the family needs to be looking, but that these parties, this 2 to 4 people, small intimate group, about a close group of about 2 to 4 people. That's helpful for me to know when I'm doing further readings on Lexi's case about some key players that I'm going to explore further. I may or may not share that with on the channel, but a small intimate group, 2 to 4 critical folks involved. Some went down south, one went east. This was also planned. This situation of, it's almost like someone was like plotting and planning and continuing to plot and to plan. Even thereafter, male suspect, accomplice. Accomplice is interesting. Male suspect, burned down. That's speaking probably to the trailer being burnt down. Strangulation. That's what I'm speaking of. It's something that started out like one direction, but they felt the need to finish it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, are they, now I don't want to call people evil, but it's like, it does beg the question, what was going on here? Winter. That card wanted to come up earlier. So male suspect, someone who's a heavy smoker or smokes or consumes drugs in a way of smoke. It could be that. Burned down, arson, burning down of evidence. And it's interesting to me, there's a male suspect and accomplice in this key, in the keywords of this card. Okay. So I am going to probably have to come back and explore some of the other areas, but I'm going to stop at this particular area because I think it's interesting. I think it was helpful for me to see where her last known place was and see in relation to that. I'm just trying to see if there's any other clues that comes up about how far a distance. Could it mean that she's 110 to 160 kilometers? Sure, maybe. I'm just not really sensing that. Yeah. I'll show you guys what these cards are, but I'm not sensing that they have anything to do with the case. I'll show you in a moment. Lake, some sort of body of water. Daughter, female involvement. Friends. Choke. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's curious to me that more law enforcement is not really on this. It really needs the assistance of the FBI at this point, with one of the suspects fleeing the country. I mean, to me, choke. Didn't we have the strangulation card? We did. Friends. But these aren't really friends to count on. There's a heavy female presence. She came up before in the past readings I did for Lexi. Lake. This is why I want to pause here and take a moment to look at the aerial views of where the location is to see if there's any bodies of water and any areas that kind of look like this cave inside underground tunnel area in the hollows that are near northeast of where she was last known to be. So I'm going to be exploring that. We got desert, hot. This card has the keyword hot on it. And so what this is telling me is that we could be hot on the trail. We're getting closer. Remember that game, hot, hot, cold? Getting closer. Physical abuse, physical fighting. Maybe there's a clue with someone who is involved. They have a history, a pattern of being physically abusive. Male or female. This is interesting. I suspect that when someone is finally hauled in for real questioning, that they're going to try to pass it off that Lexi took her own life. This also could signify someone involved who may attempt, as law enforcement gets closer and closer, or as people start to zero in on them and their involvement, they may feel like they need to do something drastic. But I really strongly sense that this is what either a story that's going to be told or has been told about what happened to Lexi, what they think happened to her. Oh, she may have left and something could have happened. She was doing this or that, and she made herself sick with suicide, the overdose card. She did this to herself. I don't really know what happened. It's not my problem. I didn't do it. But really and truly, they did. These are people that she knew, 2 to 4, small group. I'll look at this, see what comes up and put it in my map analysis in my pinned comment section. You can check that out just before, in the comment section, but it's going to be a pinned comment. I'll see if I can find any areas of interest that come up. This is helpful, this 2 to 4 people, because this is telling me that there's 2 to 4 people who are heavily involved in what happened to her and the cover up and the continual cover up. This affirms that with the strangulation card, that someone took her breath. She was a female victim, and that someone needs to pay for that. Justice needs to be held and happen for her. She's someone's daughter. She had children, from my understanding. So this needs to happen. Law enforcement needs to do a bit more than what they have been doing. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to come right out and say it. So that's it, you all. That's it for now. We're just diving in further and further as we get a little bit more information. And I want to thank her family, and I want to send my love to her family for just providing some insights on where she was last known to be, because that does give a starting point and to help me start to feel out energetically and with the cards whether or not a place could potentially hold her energy or hold some important evidence that could crack the case on where she's at. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, for sharing the videos, for liking the video, because it does raise up the video and the algorithms to help other people see her case. The right people will one day see and hear about Lexi's case and do the right thing, So that's what my hope is for. And thank you for commenting. I always love hearing from all of you. It really means a lot to me that you take the time to watch the videos and to share your insights and to offer up, valuable information to me, and you keep it respectful, and I appreciate that. All right, you all. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to stop here. I've talked your ear off long enough. Please take very good care of yourselves. Much, much love to all of you. I'm going to take a picture of my little spread, my very big spread, my Oracle spread, and I'll see you all around. I'll probably be revisiting Lexi's case, just coming back and forth to it as I take time to really dive in further into her disappearance. So stay tuned. Bye.